And you just hit the dot, so it's a new episode. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we don't need to be quite as in sync since we're not matching our reactions to what's happening here.
I mean, going back and forth.
I mean, not by the millisecond, though.
Right. So for those of you who are just tuning in episode 2 of this, first of all, why? Second of all, this is footage that we had already recorded of us playing Mario 3. The audio files got corrupted, and so we have started over. We are right now recording a new riff for video footage we already have. So, yeah.
It took the long road to a simple explanation there, but yeah.
It should. Look, we have a lot of time to fill here, John. Brevity of words will not help us here. I know one thing that was a subject when we were playing this the first time was the fact that you can't use the color difference to know which ones are going to be the mini Goombas.
Oh, yeah, that was a point of contention for you. Well, you can tell when it starts moving that
sure.
It shifts a little bit, like the black outline.
Although, if you want to do a thing where you're like bouncing off of several of them,
yeah,
to do fun speedrun crud, you can't. Unless you've memorized which one is which.
That just gives credence to my theory that it was just a limitation of the NES rather than an intentional thing.
Yes. I would agree that it was not an intentional.
Yeah.
Even if I do prefer it.
Yeah.
It's not like Chip and Dale crates or anything. I think that guy's just here in case you flew over.
Yeah, probably. Oh, I managed to time that pretty well, though. It was also useful in Chip and Dale because there were, platforms that would break away or fake boxes. That was the same deal, actually. They had some critters in crates that would attack you in that.
Yeah.
Oh, here's where, totally cheated us out of the dessert. Well, what's the name of this? Skyland? Now Spyro lives here, I guess.
Yeah. Sky Kid. Yeah, I did that because I've played the first and second levels of Mario 3 so many times over the entirety of the rest of the game. So I'm like, how about Skyland? Skyland's my favorite. It's got the Karibo shoe level in it.
Everyone calls it the Karibo shoe, even though Karibo isn't the name of them in English.
Well, yeah, that's because that's what they were printing in all of the things at that point. Like, Nintendo Power called it that. I think maybe the booklet calls it that, but yeah, that's the way they chose to not translate it.
Oh.
It's kind of like how in the booklet for Super Mario Land, all the names are just Romanized Japanese instead of being localized.
Yeah, I remember that. It was a little weird, but at that age, you just kind of accept it because the video game logistics were kind of nonsense anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Lakitu sounds like it was Japanese, but that's not the Japanese name for it.
Yeah, it's Jugum.
Yeah. So what the hell's a Lakitu?
It's like when you don't gotta need to.
Just skip straight to 3.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the Super Mario Brothers series.
Oh! Except for that Mario 2 is probably my favorite of the Mario series.
Did you know?
Oh.
I don't even need to finish that.
No, you don't. We should start, since we've already started our own Let's Play, we should start our own, really obscure, not even interesting video game trivia called Do You Care Gaming? Did you care?
Mario's brother is Luigi. Do you care? Paratroopers are Koopa Troopas with wings.
What with wings? What were they thinking?
There are green Koopas, and green Koopas, and red Koopas. What's the difference?
Did you care? There. Now there's a bit in this episode. Now we know what this episode's titled. Unless something even funnier happens. So if you're watching this right now, and it's called anything other than Did You Care Gaming, then you know that something even funnier is going to happen later.
Mario Brothers is named after Mario, who is the brother of Luigi. But they're both the Mario Brothers.
Now there's multiple adaptations of Mario where their last name is Mario, right?
I think that's just the movie.
No, it was in the cartoon too.
Was it?
Super Show.
Oh. Well, I don't care. This show is terrible.
I don't know, I still think that's the best two voice actors to handle the role.
Don't care for Martinet?
Martinet's fine, I just missed the New Yorkiness of Captain Lou.
I do like the story that I think he told it, that almost everyone who was auditioning for Mario was doing that voice, and he put a unique enough spin on it that Nintendo liked it. You know, I think Martinet's take on it fits more to the it doesn't work as the same as Butt Stomp and other later Mario games.
Right.
But Martinez is more, I'd say, international friendly, even though it's like a horrible Italian stereotype voice.
Well, I mean, as someone who has, Italian American relatives in New York, they all sound like Captain Lou. And so that was one of the things I liked about it.
Yeah. I know
that isn't to say I think there's anything wrong with Charles Martinet as a voice actor. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's more of a cartoony friendly voice that you could say is kind of Mickey Mouse-ish in terms of friendliness and appeal.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to cast Martinet for the movie.
That's a good question.
Who plays Sonic in the games?
Roger Craig Smith.
Okay. Or because it's going to be shoot, I just had his name and lost it. The guy who is currently playing two other blue guys. Ben Schwartz.
Oh yeah. I saw that. He plays Dewey Duck in the latest DuckTales, and also
Leonardo.
Yeah.
And now he's going to be Sonic. And that's kind of great. It's also kind of great because I think he's funny.
Yeah. Death waffles.
In Soviet Russia, waffles eat you.
No.
Oh, I made John sad.
I wish he still had the P shirt.
Yeah, actually. They had the technology, they should have done it.
I don't know. But that's not a symmetrical letter.
Right. Did you know...
Did you know? The letter P isn't symmetrical.
Did you know that that's why DJ in Street Fighter...
Oh, stupid.
DJ, the character in Street Fighter, has maximum on his pants because that's symmetrical.
That's awesome. Why did they even make that block invisible if they're just going to point you straight to it anyway? Like,
probably because, they were testing the game and literally nobody found it. Until they put an arrow there.
Then don't make it invisible. You can't flip a switch on that? Oh. Here's where you...
Oh.
It's like, even though this was recorded like a month ago, you could still hear the gears turning.
We both fell silent looking at the moment.
Probably should have picked a treat to take into this. Immediately greeted with death. There's a mushroom and Yeah.
And one of the things, I've been trying not to lament the loss of the original audio track to this episode too much, but I know we sang something in it and we were hoping it was going to be our first remix.
I remember there was a bit where you needed to concentrate on, I guess, a boss fight or something. So I brought up the weird synth music that happened in Mulan.
Right. Was that in this playthrough?
Yeah. Like, that was really weird, wasn't it?
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah. And
Like, if it was made in 1988, that would have fit.
Well, that's the thing. So it was made in, 98, right?
Yeah.
And there wasn't a whole lot of 8-bit nostalgia in popular media at that point. And I kind of, remembered it being the first one, even in the moment. I was super excited by that.
It did feel... That was right on the thin line between nostalgia and outdatedness.
Yeah, yep. Although it's also downright amazing how much 80s nostalgia has hung on even while other nostalgias are creeping in. We've got some full-on 90s nostalgia things going on, like the setting for Captain Marvel, for example.
Yeah. They did that a couple of times in Gravity Falls, I remember.
And then
the 90s version of Dungeons and Dragons.
Right. Well, now in addition, have you seen the show, John, Pen 15 on Hulu?
Can we say that on the show?
If we don't point it out.
I've seen the title of it on Hulu.
Well, do you know what it's about?
Is that a 90s throwback?
It is a 1000s throwback. So, it is... It takes place,
I'm old!
It takes place when Lindsay was actually in high school, and so she's getting a lot of...
Oh, no.
Bonus nostalgia. It's otherwise a very funny show anyway, but the two...
Otherwise?
The two creators of the show who are in their 30s, star in it, but with a bunch of age-appropriate actual children. But both of them are...
Are they Napoleon Dynamiting that?
They are, but they're both small and geeky enough so that it actually works. And it doesn't feel weird.
That in itself is weird.
It's a great frigging show.
Okay.
But I think it's the first... It's basically like Freaks and Geeks except for, early thousands. But that's the first, early thousands nostalgia thing I've really seen.
Oh, here's everyone's favorite. Super Mario Brothers 3
It was
Yoshi.
Shumba.
The Shumba.
Oh, that's right. You have to hit it from the bottom.
Which they don't make explicit. You're supposed to find out here, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. It's a gimmick that everyone loved, and they only put it in one level, and it seems kind of un-Nintendo to put a gimmick in only one level.
Right. Well, maybe they came up with it late in the game or something. Although then I'm surprised it didn't show up in Mario World. But I guess they were... I can understand why it didn't show up in Super Mario World, because they were so...
You already have a steed.
Exactly. This is almost the Proto-Yoshi, if you think about it.
Do you care? Yoshi was once a shoe.
I got shoe. Yeah. But then it's in Super Mario Maker, and then similarly the Sun, Angry Mr. Sun's gonna be in Mario Maker 2.
I'm still excited for that. That Nintendo Direct was 2 months ago now, but it's still hype. Wasn't it leaked the release date for June or something?
Yeah, June 19th, something like that.
Okay, it's around my sister's birthday. Voice of Billy.
Hey, John, you should explain what that means in case anybody isn't familiar with...
Speaking of early 2000s flashback... I had a Flash cartoon called Evil Josh and Billy that I burned myself on because I was making one every 2 weeks.
You were making them that fast?
Yes.
Oh, God. But yeah, I recommend looking them up because they're funny as hell, and that's where I became aware of John. Well, actually, I was kind of aware of you because you commented on my DeviantArt stuff all the time. But then I was like, that's when I realized I need to work with this person.
Aw. Yeah, I remember you were doing... One drawing I distinctly remember was your more cartoony take on Peter Griffin.
Right. Before the Disney version of Family Guy happened.
Oh yeah,
this
that's
was like 2003.
Didn't make Evil Josh until 2006, 2007.
You know what? Maybe it was 2006 because I had gone on DeviantArt, and then I took a break for at least a year and then came back.
And now you're on indefinite hiatus from DeviantArt.
I'm not. I have no reason to go back. It's like, I was enjoying it because there was a sense of community, and when the community left and only people who wanted to be mean were left behind, I left. I've also I haven't 100% left Tumblr, but it is a
now that there aren't
barren wasteland.
Now that there aren't any female presenting nipples there, what's the point?
Now will this episode be called Do You Care Gaming, or will it be Female Presenting Nipples?
I think I know which one would give us more clicks.
You're right, the one that's a reference to something that's very popular will be. I don't know.
Did we take a break here when we got to the cloud land?
Let's see, we seem to be stopped awkwardly on screen, so that might be where we took a break.
Okay.
I'm going to put a pause, female presenting, here.